Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. I'd like to bring you said information pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein. And if you need verification for the storyline, please log on to NBC News. Ghislane Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's confidant, arrested in sex abuse probe. The daughter of the late British publishing magnate Robert Maxwell has been accused of playing a role in the trafficking operation. Federal authorities arrested Ghislane Maxwell, a longtime confidant of Jeffrey Epstein, on Thursday in New Hampshire in connection with the late accused sex trafficker, authorities announced. She was taken into custody at about 8:30 a.m. in Bedford, officials said. Maxwell was charged with 6 counts for acts committed between 1994 and 1997, and then allegedly lying to investigators in 2016. 4 counts are related to allegedly helping transport minors for sexual activity, and 2 for perjury, according to the criminal complaint. Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse, acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss told reporters in Manhattan. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself. Naughty girl. And there is also a video in the said commentary. FBI agents in New York, Boston, Newark, and Albany had been keeping tabs on Maxwell before her arrest, officials said. Most recently, we learned she had slithered her way to the gorgeous property in New Hampshire, continuing to live a life of privilege while her victims lived with the trauma inflicted on them years ago, said William Sweeney, assistant director in charge of the FBI in New York City. We moved when we were ready, and Miss Maxwell was arrested without incident. She was scheduled to appear before a judge in New Hampshire on Thursday afternoon. Prosecutors said Maxwell poses an extreme flight risk because she has access to substantial funds in multiple bank accounts and holds U.S., French, and UK passports, and has frequently traveled to the UK, Japan, and Qatar. Given the seriousness of the allegations, the strength of the evidence, and the possibility of lengthy incarceration, creates an extraordinary incentive to flee, according to prosecutors. A lawyer for Maxwell did not immediately return phone calls or emails on Thursday seeking comment on her behalf. Multiple young women have accused Maxwell, 58, the youngest daughter of the late British publishing magnate Robert Maxwell, of complicity in Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring. They say she either recruited them directly or provided logistical support like scheduling visits to Epstein's home. The abuse allegedly happened at Palm Beach, Florida, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and at Epstein's home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, officials said Thursday. Maxwell was the center of that sex trafficking ring. Now that the ring has been taken down, I know that I can't be hurt anymore, Epstein victim Jennifer Arroyas said in a statement. Arroyas accused Epstein of sexually abusing her when she was just a teenager and had sued Maxwell, claiming that she and other staffers conspired with each other to make possible and otherwise facilitate the sexual abuse and rape of plaintiff. Day after day, I have waited for the news that Maxwell would be arrested and held accountable for her actions, Arroyas said. Her arrest is a step in that direction, and it truly means that the justice system didn't forget about us. Victims were often treated to expensive shopping trips, travel, and education, so they feel indebted to, Epstein prosecutors said. Epstein gained the trust of the victim with crucial help from Maxwell, according to Strauss. Maxwell would discuss sexual topics with the victim and undress in front of the victim, Strauss said. Maxwell's presence as an adult woman helped put the victims at ease, as Maxwell and Epstein intended. This grooming process left the minor victims susceptible to sexual abuse. Maxwell's alleged role came into sharper focus in August when unsealed court filings revealed depositions from Epstein's former masseuses, staffers, and associates. They paint a portrait of Maxwell as the accused sexual predator's chief enabler. Epstein's estate has sought to shield Maxwell from civil legal liability by classifying her as a former employee under the terms of the recently established Epstein Victims Compensation Fund, according to the administrator for the program. In order to receive money from the funds, victims must waive their right to sue any individuals employed by Epstein. Maxwell, through public court filings and statements, has denied any wrongdoing. Strauss on Thursday declined to discuss any details regarding Britain's Prince Andrew, who once befriended Epstein and has been photographed with Maxwell. I'm not going to comment on anyone's status in this investigation, Strauss said, but I would say we would welcome Prince Andrew coming in to talk with us. We would like to have the benefit of his statement. Epstein was arrested July 6 last year at an airport in Teterboro, New Jersey, as he returned from Paris on a private jet. He was charged with 1 count of sex trafficking conspiracy and 1 count of sex trafficking and faced up to 45 years in prison if found guilty. He pleaded not guilty and was denied bail. The indictment in his case showed that he sought out minors, some as young as 14, from at least 2002 through 2005, and paid them hundreds of dollars in cash for sex at either his Manhattan townhouse or his estate in Palm Beach, Florida, federal prosecutors revealed last month. Before Epstein could stand trial, he was found dead in his Manhattan jail cell shortly after 6:30 a.m. on August 10th last year. His death was ruled a suicide. Several guards responsible for checking on Epstein's cell during the course of the night were charged with falsifying records and never actually checking in on him. At the time of his death and throughout the year, federal prosecutors have vowed that the investigation into Epstein's conduct and anyone who may have been involved in recruiting or facilitating his sex with minors will continue. Epstein had previously served 13 months of an 18-month sentence for 2 Florida prostitution charges. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 after striking a plea agreement that many considered to be far too lenient, in which hid its details from victims. The deal was agreed to by the former Secretary of Labor, Alex Acosta, who was then the U.S. Attorney in Miami. NBC News is the source. Mercy! Whew! Winded, I apologize. But where do we start? So much I want to say, and I want to try to be brief. So, this lady who was a friend confidant of Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislane Maxwell, has been arrested, 58 years of age, with conspiring with the late Epstein. And she's accused as being a sex trafficker. Okay, so you can weigh it 1,000 ways. She worked for him. Whatever he did was his business. As with the other Weinstein, R. Kelly, it's all the same. My thing is this. Once you have full knowledge that a person is partaking with sexual acts with a minor, you are complicit. Be it your own child, your friend's child, Pookie's child, Ray Ray's child, across the street, it doesn't matter. The fact that she undressed herself in front of the girls. Okay, one could say, well, she wanted to get down and dirty with them, menage a trois, whatever. I don't know, I wasn't there. But once again, if you knew the girls were underage, you are complicit. And this is an act of grooming to talk and touch and befriend and make the young women feel like, hey, what you're doing is okay. Your secret is safe with me. Most of us know the drill. Most of us who are sane and lucid and care about humanity, put it like that. She will lie and say, I don't know anything about, who he was with, who he dated, underage girls. I didn't do anything. But that will be challenged against the women who were underage and say, yes, you were there. Yes, you picked me up. Yes, you called me. Yes, you drove me. You picked me up. You took me shopping and I was 12 or I was 13 or I was 14 or I was 15. You understand what I'm saying? Under 18. This is sickening. And pedophiles, rapists, sadists get a free pass because people refuse to talk. People refuse to get involved. They feel like, hey, that's none of my business. I ain't in that. It don't concern me. But my thing is, anything pertaining to a child, any type of abuse, be it sexual, verbal, physical, is foul, rank, heinous, and wrong. And you should want to help render aid to a suffering child, be it your own, family members, strangers, it does not matter. And these pedophiles and sadists and rapists get away with committing these crimes and behaviors because people don't talk, people don't speak up, the victims do not speak up until after the fact. Then they're questioned about their participation, if it's true or not, vengefulness. And we all know that also these sadists have cohorts and people who enable them, who ride or die with them, who are affiliated, but they are just as guilty in aiding the suspect in bedding these children, young women, kidnapping, rape, whatever the foul deed is. And that's the sick part to me. It's bad enough that this person, man or woman, is out here abusing children, women. But the fact that you, an outsider who don't have a dog in the race, will want to go along with the act of aiding a person get a kid, seek a kid, hand out the person's telephone number, pick them up, drive them, take them to the airport, pick them up from the airport. You see where I'm going with this? You're a willing participant and you know that the child is underage. How do you think that that is okay? And we know this from dealing with and watching the storylines of Mr. R. Kelly and other male who are into bedding young girls and now finally being indicted by authorities cry wolf and say, no, it wasn't me. It's not like that. I like women, but not little girls. Come on now. There's always someone who knows the truth. There's always someone who will hide the truth, aid the truth. And that's where I have the problem. It's one thing for the sinner to be out here bedding kids. But you as an outsider going along with the sinner to aid him or her, your ass is rank. And you do need to go down. And you do need to go to jail. And you do need to go to prison. Because what type of person are you to aid another human being in violating the rights of a child or a woman? It's just foul and it's rank. Now, I think that Mr. Epstein dated this lady at one time, this Ghislane Maxwell. I think they dated, courted. I think she had a loyalty to him, probably because she had probably dated or bedded him, and she felt like she wanted to stay under his wing, have any type of relationship with him. And if you've noticed, weak-minded women who can't seem to get on their own and live a life outside of a seedy person, they will do anything to stay in the grasp of that person. Have you noticed that? They will do anything, and if that means selling their soul to the devil, then they will. And I think this Miss Maxwell is that type of human. Well, I won't say human. That type of being. I think she was indebted to him. She felt loyalty to him. She wanted to be loyal to him. She remained loyal to him. And she did whatever she could to stay in the grasp of Mr. Epstein. And if that meant going out seeking women for his sexual gratification, then so be it. Holding his secrets, then so be it. She isn't the first, and she isn't the last. And this is where I have the problem. People aiding grown people in wrongdoing, especially when it comes to murder, sexual assaults, crimes against other persons, and not speaking up, going along with the crime, aiding in any form or fashion, and acting as if it's nothing. Many people do it. Many people hold people's secrets, and it's sickening. Another subject I want to address before I get off here, as far as Epstein passing away, some believe it's political conspiracy. He was murdered inside of there. That's why the guys didn't check on him. The guards didn't check on him. Let me shoot this out to you all. Why can't it be that a low-down SOB knew he was wrong, knew he was caught, knew he could be found guilty, and decided to snuff himself out because he didn't want to stand account for raping those women, girls? How about that? He had already attempted a month beforehand in trying to kill himself. So let's say you want to use a conspiracy theory that people he was in cahoots with in high power tried to have him knocked off or killed him this last time. Well, how about this? If they really wanted him dead, they could have had him killed way before he was even arrested, when the rumors got out about he and these women, young ladies, or when they were young girls. They could have had him knocked off. In fear, he may talk. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when he finally got arrested, they could have had him knocked off if they had the way to do it inside the jail day one. He attempted to kill himself and did not succeed. Second time, he got it right. And I don't think no outside parties, because I'm not about to mention anyone's name and implicate anyone in the killing of Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York jail. I think possibly those guards did not watch him as they were supposed to, document their visits to check on him, And I think he took the opportunity that was given to him and he killed himself. I don't think it was a outside job, inside job. I think a coward took the coward's way out. And that's my take on that. Believe what you want to believe. But he was guilty. He killed himself. And this Ghislane Maxwell is guilty for aiding her so-called friend. And we will see if she flips on her dead friend. Because it's amazing what jail and prison can do to you. It's amazing what it can do to you. Think about that. Sad. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. You all have a safe weekend, and I'll be back with another video. And this is Everyday Shenanigans. Good night.